Hey guys, Jay here, and today I'll be reviewing Beast Wars Silverbolt. Silverbolt is one of my favorite characters from the Beast Wars show, a show I would have never watched if not for the new Rise of the Beast film piquing my interest in Beast Wars as a whole. So I went on YouTube and found the entire show for free and began watching, immediately falling in love with all of the characters and wanting a figure of them in my collection. So I bought a ton of the more recent figures from Kingdom, Legacy, and Legacy Evolution, and was sad to learn that there wasn't a more recent Silverbolt figure other than the original. So I went on eBay and bought the original figure, but I wasn't so sure how it would stand up to the other figures in my collection. So why don't we take a look and see how this old figure stacks up to newer figures of today. So the first thing to keep in mind about Silverbolt here is that this figure came out in the original Beast Wars line in 1997, which makes this figure 26 years old, which is just crazy to me. This figure is older than I am. But for its age, it looks amazing. It is a great looking figure. It is molded really well, having a lot of molded in detail. His head sculpt is really accurate to how it is in the show, and even looking at his just top wings here, they are painted really well too, along with having a ton of molded in fur and feather detailing because he is a dog and a bird, because, why not? And yeah, just even going down to the sides, like the fur continues. Even here he has like fur mixed in with mechanical detailing, and it's just like, it is really impressive sculpt work all around. And I'm just even more blown away by even smaller details. Like here in the arm, you can see that this is like just a support brace for like the figure itself, just for like, stability on the toy. And it looks like an actual piston, like an actual part of the robot, which is just really cool. And that same philosophy is carried on down here into the inner leg, where you can see that is a bone. That is a support piece for the figure, and it looks like a bone, which is hilarious because, he's a beast. And yeah, this figure also has some really cool play features, and by some, I mean one, where if you pull back over here, this piece can fold up and down. It moves the entirety of the wings, both of them at the same time in, which doing this activates these little buttons here, which shoots missiles, which he has on each wing. Mine was missing one because I got it used, but here you can see it will shoot the missile on this wing when I do this. Sometimes. Yep, there it goes. It shot it right there. And that's just a really cool feature that, I'm not really a big fan of features like that, but it's really cool to see it on a figure, because normally they don't come with them like that anymore. But yeah, this figure does have great paint, like I already said, and it just looks really good and accurate to the show. It only has a few different colors of paint, but they use those colors really well. And on posability, this figure is also pretty good, surprisingly. It's about the same posability as like a modern core class figure, where the head here swivels, but only a little due to the molding on either side. The arm is on a ball joint up at the shoulder. If you move this wing out of the way, it can go all the way around. The elbow is also on a ball joint, which is nice, so it can go completely straight and go at a 90. No waist articulation due to how it transforms, but the top of the leg is on a ball joint, so it can go every which way, kicking wherever it wants. The knee is just on a regular knee, gets a little under, or about a 90, and the feet have some pretty good articulation, given that they are feet in both modes, so they can kind of toe up, toe down, heel out. They can do whatever. They can almost clamp too, like a talon of a bird. And yeah, the posability is, I was very surprised by it. Generally, older figures just don't have as good of posability as modern figures, but this one is pretty close. Matching up to about a modern core class with a little bit of extra stuff and maybe, one less waist joint. But like the way it transforms, you can see why it, cannot accommodate a waist joint. So let's actually get into that transformation. So starting off, we are just going to want to get these arms. These are the animal mode legs here. We're just going to want to push these like that, tucking in this other arm, and there you go, doing that on both sides. Swinging that around. And then we are going to flip these wings up just for get them out of the way so you can see better. Flip that up, flip that down, and then pull these arms out, and then swing them back like that. And we want to do that on both sides. This one gets a little stuck. That's fine. Alright, there we go. Swinging them all the way back here where they will peg together and become the back of the beast mode like that. Close that up. Alright, on the front here, we can just split these legs here and then go, now that this is free, we can release this, flip his head down and under like that, putting this panel back up, and then putting this whole part up, locking it in up here, and there's his beast mode head, and then these just simply accordion into place on both sides like that. And then we can fold the wings back down. And for a quick size comparison, here's Silverbolt next to Studio Series 102 Optimus Prime and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Super Action Statue Killer Queen. And here is Silverbolt in his Beast Mode. This Beast Mode is weird just by design. It's how it is in the show. It's just a mix of a wolf or a dog and just a bird. You know, it's kind of strange, but that's fine because this Beast Mode does look really good in my opinion. It's pretty accurate to the show, and all of the paint and the molding does transfer over from the robot mode. As you can see, like these are just the arms from robot mode, so like all the detail is still here. The only new addition really being the Beast Mode head, which is very nicely painted and has yellow eyes just like in his robot mode, which is super cool. This mode also carries on the posability from before, these being on ball joints, hinges, and having toe and heel articulation. The back is more limited due to this being more of a transformation joint. You can still kind of work it like that if you wanted to make him go back more, but this joint is connected to the ball joint of the arm, so it's a little harder to move. And yeah, up here, the gimmick of the wings moving does still work. Let's make it flap if you want. And yeah, there's not really much to say about this Beast Mode, except that I think it looks really good for what it is, and it fits in really nicely with the other Beast Wars figures that I have. So that is pretty much it for Beast Wars Silverbolt. I genuinely think this is a very good figure. It does still hold up to modern figure standards. Even though the posability is slightly lacking, it does mix in really well size-wise, and it's a good looker if you want to complete the entire cast from the show. It's the only version you can really get that looks good at all. They've made recolors of this, but you don't want to recolor if you're going for accuracy. I do think that this figure is worth the pickup if you are looking for it. It's just don't pay an outrageous price. I think I paid around $20 for mine, used, missing one missile. If the missiles are a big deal to you, get it sealed or try to find one with 2 missiles. I think they're more expensive because the missiles are so easily lost. But yeah, this is a really, really nice figure. It's just really fun and hasn't broken over 26 years when I've been using it or when the previous owner had been using it. So honestly, these figures are built to last, and they are going to do that. And this one particularly is very, very good and totally worth it if you can find one. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and check me out on the next video. Goodbye.